Hi, Desmond Inc.
In what way?
So with appearance, I look at the front, the back. She got the front. I cannot appreciate the back for now, and I also feel the aroma. The aroma is not there. So appearance test, 1/3.
Okay. Now, is he someone that's your type?
Not at all.
Okay, and why not?
Just someone he's kind of a stickler. I mean, he seems very serious. I mean, the suit is nice, but just not really my type, not my cup of tea.
See, he's got his priorities. She didn't have the aroma for him, and that's why he didn't go for her. And he was very upfront about it. Way to go, man.
No judgment.
Yeah.
For sure.
So now, is Jamie someone that's your type?
He's handsome.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, we got to pop here. Your name and your age, and why did you end up popping in your balloon?
Ice 44. I was actually captivated by when he came out. I didn't know you had kids when he actually said something. So that was my only reason for
You
popping.
got kids?
No, I don't have any. So the reason I want to go through that experience with a woman who doesn't have any. I want to see what it's like. You know, she kicked me 2 a.m, go get a Snicker bar type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Understandable.
So other than that, I want to pop you. You're my type.
This guy's smart, and he missed a nightmare by staying true to himself and his values. The biggest issue that a guy can face while dating a single mother is knowing that she has had a rough past, made horrible decisions, and might repeat all of that again. It goes without saying that you need to consider a person's history and previous choices before you commit to them. But with the help of social media, we're all able to see what single mothers are all about today. And that's why men are saying no to single mothers, among 100 other things.
I let them know off rip, I got kids. You can either deal with it or not. You can either come through the door or lock it on your way back out.
Okay, and
Simple
my
as
answer
that.
to that is most guys are not going to. That's the man you described
To your
hold on,
opinion, a lot
hold
of
on.
women won't.
It's not. I need you to be objective here. What I'm telling you is the man that you described is extremely rare. If you can go ahead and get a younger woman that doesn't have children and doesn't have these things kind of that would potentially weigh him down and hurt his ability to earn money and or save money, he's probably going to go with that. And then also, interestingly enough, when
But
we
he'll
asked you
be
about
miserable.
when we asked you about the Instagram, you said that you and your partner are 50-50. Well, the reality is you didn't describe a man that's 50-50. You described a man that's superior to in almost every which way.
Money doesn't mean anything in social media.
But you were saying that you guys are equal and he should be doing the same thing that you do. And my argument is that how can you expect that when he's the leader in the relationship? You described a guy who's
First of all,
very rare on
nobody's going to
paper.
be a leader. It's a 50-50 relationship.
Oh, so
We
you expect
both
this man
alphas.
to make this money, be tall, both of you be alphas, be in a relationship with you, and you guys are both going to just rule together?
Remember, women are not looking at relationships from a theoretical single mother point of view. They're looking at it from the getting their next month's bills paid point of view. So that's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a single mother. You're dealing with someone who has no ability to look into the future and who has no ability to discipline themselves in the present.
I'm going to be aggressive because nobody wants to hear this, because what you want me to say today is actually being a single mother is totally possible. It actually isn't. It was never meant to happen for the human race, number one. Number two, single biggest determiner of whether a mother is a good mother, what do you think it is? This is going to blow your mind when I tell you the answer. Whether they have a supportive partner. The major argument for good dads is actually, can the dad be there for the mom? Because it's like a direct chain is what we see. What you see is that if you've got a father figure, basically, who's supportive to the mother's energy goes towards the children. But the second that she doesn't have that supportive energy, she collapses, is what happens. And then the kids get starved. And we're not actually supposed to be living in a single family household, so it's supposed to be a lot more support towards mom than just dad. But I'm going with standard societal structure. You are a victim of a society that was never meant to work this way.
Almost every single mother you come across will have this issue. When you see her past relationships, and especially the relationship where she has her children, you'll realize that before making her decisions, she never really gave the future that much thought. And I'm not painting all single mothers under a single brush here. No. I completely understand that sometimes women have absolutely no choice but to leave their husbands when they become abusive, don't give them any sort of attention at all, or become addicted to drugs, alcohol, or gambling.
I have the utmost respect for all females, but this is a male advisory channel. Gentlemen, I would not advise you to marry a single mother. Here are the 8 disadvantages of marrying a single mother. 1, you can never discipline that child. It's not good. 2, if the mother leaves, that's it. You have no hold over the child at all. Even though you had an emotional bond with that child, doesn't matter. If the mother is pissed off at you, she will use that against you. 3, your resources goes into another man's DNA. 4, if it's a girl, huge problem. All it takes is female teenage rage for her to accuse you of any sexual act. The mother will never ever forgive you over her child, and the relationship will never be the same again. 5, there will never be spontaneous sex. 6, you will always need a babysitter. 7, you will always be in a relationship with the father of the child as well. You will never have time to build a relationship with the mother alone. Relationships are hard enough as it is. You shouldn't have a third person involved. And 8, and you will never, ever come first.
If a woman is completely financially dependent on the man, and her husband is a good man who provides for her by working hard day and night, and at the end of it, if she starts complaining that he doesn't give her the attention he used to give her, without realizing that he's only doing it for the whole family's financial future, if that woman chooses to go with another man, then she's again really blind to what the consequences will be for her in the future. She's used to having all her bills paid. She's used to buying food and groceries with her husband's income. She's used to taking trips financed by her husband's income and buying clothes for the children and herself. Then she just hasn't thought through the whole thing if she decides to leave him. And I see it too often around me.
Being single in your 30s is really tough. I hear you. I did it. I was single through most of my 30s. I dated someone for like 2 years of them. It is hard when everyone is getting married that you know and people you don't know because you see it on social media or wherever. What I did to be happy is literally choose things every single day that made me happy. So maybe it was grabbing coffee from my favorite coffee shop, or it was going for a walk and listening to my favorite podcast. And I also increased my friend group. And so I didn't just have very close friends. I had acquaintances who were also single and we had a good time together. So we would go out. I just built up my social calendar so much that I didn't feel like I was missing out and I had things to look forward to. And I think that's a huge part of it. I'm not going to tell you the sadness or loneliness is going to go away because it definitely creeps up. But the more you build a life that makes you happy, the less lonely it gets. And I am still single, by the way. And I hear you. You've got this and you're going to be just fine.
Good men are being left by their women because they get bored with the same routine or want some adventures with younger men. These women end up divorced and stay single, desperately trying to finance a certain standard of living that they were used to having, paid for by their men.
Certain realities that women who are dating who have a child and there's not a man that is present, okay, whether that means a single mother or a divorced mother, I just learned that there's a difference between the two. There are harsh realities, and I'm gonna get into it in this video. Number one, it is limited options, okay? A lot of men don't prefer to date women with children. It's just, or with even with a child. It's just the reality of it. So we have to be mindful of the fact that our options are limited. Number two, your conduct in how you deal with men is very important. You now have children watching you conduct yourself in your relationships, making certain decisions. So it is very important for you to be aware of how you conduct yourself in the relationship. Because there's a child that's present, you have to be very careful about the men that you bring around your children. I mean, that is number one. You have to be more careful than you've ever been about who you choose to bring into your life.
Although there are circumstances where women have no choice other than to leave abusive husbands, there are many women who leave good men just because they're not content with themselves and they completely ignore the needs of their children. So then, they're out on the hunt to find a suitable man who will basically finance the rest of her life. And that man, guys, is someone you don't ever want to be.
We think single motherhood has been around for a long time. It really hasn't. This is a new concept, and they use marketing campaigns to get you to accept it. 1950s, 5%. Not a lot of children born to unwed mothers. We get to 2012, we're almost dang near half. Some communities, 70% of the children born to unwed mothers. Right now, the father absence is a crisis in America. I'm telling you this for a reason, because the guys that want to be fathers, probably half of you, will not even raise your kid from 0 to 18. The systems are already in place for you to not be in that home. So what does that lead to? Kids that grow up without a father, 4 times as much to be raised in poverty, 7 times likely to be a teenage pregnancy victim, more likely to experience child abuse. That's normally because single mother has moved in another man. Child obesity. Are we seeing this today? 2 times as likely to suffer from obesity. 73% of the prison inmates were raised in single parent households, primarily single mothers.
The issue a lot of women overlook is that all their issues are based only on the men they were involved with. You keep going after the same type of man with those habits, you're going to have the same results. The ones that constantly want to have a good time and go wild are the ones who want someone after their fun is over. Let the independent women figure it out. They don't need a man. Let them be with their girlies and pretend they are happy. Men, don't fall for it. Do you. If you want to date, look for a feminine woman who will devote herself to you and the relationship, will actually work with you and let you lead her.
Why is it that women are waiting till they're in their 30s to get married? Well, do you want to know what the responses from these surveys are for why they say that they're waiting until they're in their 30s to get married? What do you think that they are, if you had to guess?
Because they're waiting for the right person.
Well, they also say they're waiting to find somebody who's equally yoked with them and has financial stability. And when they get married, they're getting married to men generally who have more resources than they have. And that's not always the case, right? But they tend to settle when they're in their 30s. And in their 20s, they're looking for the Omega Chat or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They seem to be looking for that. And this is just what the data shows over and over again.
If we look at relationships closely, they are all about power struggles. Women tend to use the notions of love to keep men in their control. Having kids with these women allows them to use men's resources more openly and to their advantage. And women are very shady when it comes to their resources. I have yet to meet a woman who is generous with what she earns or has inherited.
Nowadays, you see women waiting. They're waiting. Well, I want to focus on my career. I want to focus on my degree. I want to be successful. Nothing wrong with that. But what happens is they get to 30 and they have an epiphany. They're like, oh shit, I got to hurry up.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had a guest on here, I won't say the name.
Timeline.
35 years old, childless, no husband. You're at that, we call it hitting the wall.
Yeah.
And then they become negative around it and start saying men are shitty, men are douchebags. And then they get in their 40s and they end up on TikTok talking shit at 40 years old. Which is pointless, right? What did you do in your 20s? And this is another thing. It's interesting on planning. Watch this, Sean. And I know you get this. You talk to men, you say plan. You counsel women, plan. I ask a woman on the show, what's your 2 to 5 year plan? I don't know. You don't know.
But yet you want a quality man.
You're 35 years old.
As for single mothers today, they think they settled for their kid's father. They get hundreds of likes and dozens of messages on dating apps every day. Guys are pursuing them, trying to take them out constantly. None of the guys stick around, but they think they just haven't found the right one. The guys won't have too many options to settle down with a single mom, but those same guys will gladly have a couple of single moms to have over 1-2x a week, while they are looking for someone without red flags. Don't forget to check other videos on our playlist. We've got some amazing contents for you. See you in our next video.